Right, good evening and welcome to our initial approach to Balikpapan Airport today. As we've just done the briefing already, as you saw, Navigraph charts just to get the flight set up. We're currently on the Kayab arrival that was planned there, so Kayab 1 Bravo, leading into the RNAV approach runway 25. So again, I've used Navigraph. I'll just quickly pop that up there. So you go, you've got Navigraph view. So here we are coming in to land, just approaching the Charlie airspace of the airport. It's the only airspace for a long time before the Bravo airspace at 4,000. That's quite a severe airspace actually, so that's quite restrictive. 4,000 to flight level 245 is Bravo. So yeah, these are obviously airway routes between all of the Indonesian islands. Yeah, so we're coming in now. We have got all of our charts down here to select, so what I'm going to look at is the RNAV approach here. And the star, I'm going to actually put the info. Is there not a way of please pinning that? Okay, that needs to be reported because that should pin. Anyway, star. Here we go, run and riot. It's because it's all of the RNAV arrivals are in one chart, so the Navigraph obviously can't recognise that, whereas normally each individual star has its own chart. So it's runway 25 arrivals. I'm going to pin it there. There we go, runway 25 arrivals. So here we are coming in. It's going to be TEDit 11,000 or above. That's what the line below means. 067 for 19.8 miles, Orami. Zunav 7500 above. Bunyu 55 or above. Suha, not relevant because we're coming, actually Bunyu is our initial approach fix. Then 10 miles to initial fix Leleb 2500 or above, followed by a descent into the airport. We've also got textual information here, so arrival from Kowas to Gogut to Yosep. That's Kowas. We're actually Kayan, so it's Kayan, Nuhid, Tajam, Tedit, Orami, Zunav, Bunyu, Leleb. There you go, so that's all there is to really say about that. The ATIS is 1276, not necessary, we don't have any online ATIS today. And then going into the chart there, we can actually overlay it on the thing here using this overlay button here. You can also set the opacity level, so if you want it fully opaque, you choose 100%. You can also snap to size, or you can view the chart completely on its own. I'm going to view it like this, as you can see a nice layout there. Leleb holding, if possible. Missed approach is going to be straight ahead to Lima Lima 612. 2,500 feet left, turn direct Leleb, and then hold that 2,500 or as instructed. Here I'm going to do a nice short visual pattern if needed, at probably 1,000 above the airport elevation, or 1,500. It's Seppingen Tower, 118.1. We've got radar at 121.0 for the TMA, and the CTR is 120.4. So we're currently just entering the CTR now, as you can see, descending down nicely. Baro VNAV not authorised below 15 degrees Celsius, which is actually relatively high temperature for a minimum RNAV problem, so we need to just make sure that is actually being held. It's 25 degrees true air temperature, outside is +5. Just going to look at the METAR, actually, that's going to tell me if we're actually safe there. We've got 25 degrees on the METAR, so we're going to be okay for that approach. Wind and weather is not ideal, as you can see. We're just entering a kind of area of fog below us, and we should be abeam the airport in a few miles, and somewhere underneath there, actually, I believe that may well be it. Somewhere there, in this peninsula. This is the city of Balikpapan ahead of us, to the left. So yeah, looking at the METAR, just going to refresh it there. 2200 Zulu, so that is about 1 hour old. 45 minutes old. 2307. 9 kilometers visibility and light rain, scattered at 1700 above airport level. Temperature 2524. Watching out for potential decrease in spread, causing the visibility to come down there. But as it is the morning here, as the sun is rising in the east over the sea there, we departed in the dark, so that's how I know it's morning, because it's gotten lighter rather than darker. So that's likely to increase, so we should hopefully not have too much of an issue with fog. The QNH is 1010, very important to make sure we do switch over to that. It'll probably be flight level 110 as our transition level. Just going to check where we've got our deceleration point. That is programmed before Leleb, so I might just leave that in there and let the aircraft fly the approach phase automatically. So there we go, standard start to flash. We've gone below the transition level of flight level 110, so you're going to set the local QNH 1010. Water brake low for the approach, so we don't want to brake too hard in rain. There should be a beam in the field, so I'm just going to look for it now, see if we can actually see anything. That looks runway-ish, doesn't it? There we go, that's the airport there. It's right on the coast as well. Good. Speed brakes can be armed, and we'll repair the flaps once we're below a nice speed. Seatbelt signs going on, and we're coming below flight level 100 shortly, so landing lights also going to go on. And you saw none of that because I was just looking at Navigraph, wasn't I? Not that it matters. I'm going to turn that off now. Bye bye Navigraph. You've seen enough of Navigraph now. I had a whole video about it, and I've nearly just ruined this video with it. So yeah, the airport is, as I was just saying, just there on the left-hand side. It's on the coast right there. We've got some fog. METAR here, as I was saying, 2307. It's about 45 minutes old now. 10 kilometers, 9 kilometers visibility in light rain. Scattered at 1700. That's this layer that we're seeing here. Temperatures 25 and 24 degrees dew point, so light spread, low spread. So because it's morning, it's going to be getting warmer, which means the temperature is going to be going above the dew point further. So not too worried about fog building up at the moment. Although this is much more of an issue when you're sort of coming in the evening time towards night time. As it gets colder, as the sun goes down, that's when you need to be more concerned about spread. So the fact that it's not on the dew point is good for me right now. QNH is 1010, and we've already set that in the window. Over in the east, sun is firmly up in the sky by this point. It's about, let's see, 7 or 8 AM, I imagine. 6:47, so we should be landing about 7 AM. AirAsia, red cap, call sign, it's a very cool call sign. That's one of the world's best low-cost airlines. The Indonesian flag there as we find the AirAsia in Indonesia. I'm just going to look out the window, why not? There you go, land hole. Still quite high, we're going to make a left turn, come back around and land runway 25 down there. Life vest under my seat, very good. Actually I'd quite like to return to the cockpit, since I am a pilot, so I probably should, not abandon the plane. Bit short for a pilot, maybe I need to go up a bit. There we go, that's more realistic, that's about how tall people are, isn't it? Back to the cockpit, This would never happen in real life. Click. In we go. Oh, need to turn the close door. Get you out of the way. Make sure the oxygen masks are okay. We don't need them anymore, we're below 10,000 feet, so we're absolutely fine if the oxygen does go up. That was it done. Apparently there's supposed to be some sounds that have been added for the... Oh yeah! Seat adjustment sounds. It doesn't do the lumbar support, well you wouldn't see anything, would you? Right, there we go, we're just about to start a left turn onto that base leg. It's a long base, it won't be a long final unfortunately, so not much to do except blab away really. There you go, there starts the left turn. We're going to fly the full procedure. We could have made it shorter in a visual approach, but the weather is a bit potentially marginal. can listen to the engines struggling there. They're trying to maintain airspeed. As you can tell, there's a bit of a gusty situation. If you just look at the wind arrow there, we've got 269 at 14 up and down to 12 or 10. So a little bit of a gusty wind situation. Just going to pop over here, check what we've got for ATSU messages. Received, AXM ops, received. Okay, there was a bit of a delay, 7 minutes on departure. Blamed it on air traffic control. As usual, it's always their fault. Never mind. Okay, coming down nicely. I'm not going to I'm going to let the aircraft take over the approach phase activation, as it's kind of nice to keep the speed high until we're actually near the airport. Still a little bit out by now. Left turn onto the final approach track. Have a quick little look at the Navigraph chart. So there we are, turning Bunyu to final. And it does live tracking, and it'll do that across devices as well. So if you want to open up Navigraph on a laptop or a tablet, you can do that, and it will still give you your live data from the simulator. It's pretty good in that sense. I'm just going to close that chart now. So we could fly a visual approach from Laleb. As you can see here, there's 2 holds over Balikpapan. We'll probably get not going to hold at all. And the city is ahead, so if we do have any problems, a left turn out. As that's just the more sensible thing to do. Right, coming down nicely. Approach mode is armed, and final is also armed. We've already descended below our constraint window there. As you can see, the missed approach track is in there. It's straight ahead, left turn, direct Laleb, and then hold up Laleb. That's not quite programmed yet, but that's fine. When we get to the D point here, that's deceleration, where the aircraft will automatically engage the approach phase. So I'm just going to click on perf now, so we're on descent at the moment. We've got 2.5 miles to go, and then it will be time for next thing. As you can see, we're entering this kind of cloudy, low visibility layer. Maybe not the best implementation of the meta, as it isn't that instant normally, but it could be, it does happen. But over the sea you wouldn't expect that. That's more something you'd see in the mountains for having a certain, or maybe actually over the water you get a cold air area that could cause the fog to just appear briefly over the sea fog, sea mist. Okay, D just coming up now. Watching this here, we should actually see the approach phase now automatically engage. Ding dong. Okay, there we go, approach mode. We get our lateral and vertical guidance. Final lap, now armed. Speed's below 230 knots, set flaps 1. Should be about 15 miles to go to the runway. That's when that condition normally triggers. Let's just check the QNH one last time. 1010. Okay. Metar's changed though. We've now got a time of 22:30 Zulu, so that is about 25 minutes old now. 2307, 9 kilometers, light rain, few CBs at 1700, scattered 1700. 2524, QNH 1010, so there's no change really. Remark, clouds, cumulonimbus is to the southeast, which is exactly in our go around track, so that'll be these things here. It's actually southwest. Southeast is nothing, but that's just because it's a meta, it's not really going to be implemented very well. I'm just going to turn off my inside light. See what signs on. Takeoff and runway lights going on now. 2500. Got 7.5 miles to go. I'm going to set flaps 2.
2500.
Actually asked for flaps 2, not flaps 4. Anyway, keep coming down. we'll just gradually come back after that ludicrous display. This flaps free. Going in, as you can see, the flaps free float has been definitely fixed. Can't see the runway yet. That's our 9 km visibility actually being properly modelled. Actually, 9 km is not a lot of visibility when you're in a jet. Something 9 km you're probably doing about 2 minutes, maybe 1.5 minutes. Going 160 miles an hour, about 180 kilometers an hour. So 10 kilometers is in 1/18th of a minute. So it's, 1/18th of an hour even. So 60 minutes divided by 18 as a guesstimation, which is 60 over 18, 3.5 minutes. Yeah, so you basically got visibility 3.5 minutes ahead of your aircraft. 1600 flaps full. Configured, established, QNH set. QNH cross-checked with the simulator data by pressing B. Landing gear down, signs on, cabin ready, spoilers armed and flaps full. Water brake set medium. Looking good to go. I'm going to put terrain on ND, just so I've got a better idea. We're going to be coming in following the coastline. Then I will be switching over to visual flight as soon as practicable. Unfortunately, not yet. As you can't see the runway, so why should I try? Switch over to visual flight. Can I see the runway? Nope, still can't see the runway. I'm on the RNAV glide path though. Coming below 1,000 feet AGL now, we're fully stabilised and established.
1,000.
Checked. Okay, I can see the runway flashing lights there. So the threshold lights there just flashing ahead. Quick scenery refresh apparently. There you go, you've got the runway ALS in sight, so that's visual. I don't see the reason why the visual should be lost, so I'm going to switch over to visual. Autopilot flying. 700 feet per minute. 11 knots from ahead, slightly from the right.
100 above.
100 above.
Minimum.
Continue. 700 to 800 feet per minute. Watching for the wind cutting out as it's going to drop down to about 7 knots. Feet.
100. 50. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Touchdown. Burst full. Positive nose or down. 80 knots. Manual braking will make it right here. There we go. Flaps up, spoilers out. APU startup. Strobes off, runway turn-outs off, taxi lights and landing lights off. Beacon staying on for now, APU bleed, why not? Watching out for the taxiway markers that we're just going to run through. Congratulations, I actually didn't mess that up. And now, the nice part of Navigraph. Why not? Moving map, follow mode, zoom in. Let's take stand 12. So we're going to taxi along here, and then turn left and then right. So there you go, I've got a taxi map as well, which I don't have here. I do have it in the Boeings. So it's not the first exit, it is the second left, and then turn right and then a few along, and we'll take stand 12 there. Let's just turn that off. APU is now available. We'll turn off the APU bleed. And temperature down by 1 more degree. We've got some aircraft in here. This is FSLTL doing its job, as flying around Indonesia in VATSIM is pretty bare, to be honest. So I've got a few traffic imported from VATSIM, from FSLTL, from Flight Radar 24. So Lion Air there, and then what have we got over here further down? Looks like honestly I can't read it from here. Brakes still work, that's good. So this left here. And Navigraph's done that for me. I haven't needed to open an airport chart in here. Navigraph's got a detailed enough chart. In fact, I actually think it's better than the Jeppesen ones, because Jeppesen often misses out taxiways that are on aprons. So I'd say that's actually nicer. Turning right now, I'm going to check Navigraph again. And I've got 1, 2, third stand on the left. So there's 1, 2, 3. There should be then a bit of a gap before the next one, potentially, so we'll take this one here. Watching out for all of the rendered things here. What's this? Garuda Indonesia 737. There we go. Idle power. Aircraft below 10 knots. 5 knots in for the taxiing. Gonna put myself out and look at the nose wheel because we don't have a marshaller. Lovely connection to the terminal there, so good luck to the passengers. Yeah, so this is now, according to Navigraph, stand 10. I went 1 too far. Oh well. Parking brake on. APU available. Engine 1 and 2 off. We'll get our external jetway connected shortly. So there you go. Lovely little flight to Indonesia with a landing rate of 89 feet per minute, 1.02 Gs. Landing position was first touchdown zone marker after the aiming point. After that there were 2 more which were not displayed, and actually the taxiway, the first taxiway on the right, well, isn't the entry to the runway, and then there's another taxiway afterwards. That is the end of the touchdown zone. So we were well before the end of the touchdown zone at a relatively nice rate. Happy with that. Yeah, so a relatively long video again, sorry. A very long kind of in and out approach there. I will do all of my flights now with Navigraph, so hopefully that'll be somewhat helpful to some people. Here you go. Until next time.